From One of One Production Studios, broadcasting from NYC, you are listening to Unexpected Success with your host, Joy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Unexpected Success with your host, Joy. In the studio today, we have Sally Olivia Kim, the founder, right, of Crushed Tonic, which is an ingestible skincare beverage brand that she founded in 2016. Hi, Sally.
Hi, Joy.
So happy to have you here all the way from LA. And also, Sally has been a Thrive contributor. For those of you who know what Thrive is Ariana Huffington's new platform. You've contributed a few times to Thrive.
Right, just once.
Okay.
But I've also contributed to W Mag, and
awesome.
I write prolifically. So
I love W Mag, and you're a writer, which I love also. And you've kind of shown your writing skills in the Collagen Glow, your new book, a guide to ingestible skincare that came out. Is it has been released?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's so pretty. It's such a pretty. It's gorgeous.
Thank
I love
you.
It. It's so well done. Did you design it yourself? Or?
I did. So, there is a book cover artist, Nick Caruso. Shout out to Nick. But we've had a photographer, Joe Harding, and a photo stylist, Bridget Cozina, help us produce it. And we pretty much just kind of got into the kitchen, in the studio. I planned out the recipes, and then we created them and concocted them together. And then we shot it all over the course of 3 days. And that book is a product of that hard work.
I love it. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Even from the blush pages to, I mean, it's just gorgeous. So well done. So congratulations again. I can't wait to kind of dive in. And we can buy this on Amazon or any place.
Yeah,
huh?
Amazon and Barnes and Nobles and Target have it so far. I think more in the works soon, and I'll let you know when those launch.
Awesome. So collagen, huh? Collagen is your thing.
Yes,
how did this all come
is.
about? It's amazing.
Right. So for those of you who don't know, collagen is actually the most abundant substance in your body after water. So everyone thinks collagen is man-made or it's something that people just apply topically, but it's actually something that your body produces. And it's the reason why we have really great elastic skin. Collagen acts as a wall to keep the moisture within our skin cells intact. So without the collagen, our skin cells start to erode. And when those skin cells erode, that's what leads to things like dark circles, wrinkles.
Oh my God, this is what I need in my life. I have
Right?
a ton of concealer on right now, but like
everyone,
I suffer from.
she's kidding because there's nothing wrong with her.
Concealer's great.
But right, I don't think most people knew that. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Right.
No, not at all.
Right. So around the age of 25, that's when our body starts taking a hit from it, and we stop producing as much. And why ingesting collagen is so helpful for you is that when you ingest it, and collagen comes from different parts of the animal, whether it's fish, pig, cow, chicken. But when you ingest the collagen from those animal parts, you get amino acids that are broken down and absorbed by your own body, and it almost tricks your body into thinking that it's your own collagen and it's your own amino acids. Yep.
So I know that I guess collagen, I'd heard about it. Some of my girlfriends were like taking supplements with collagen, and I know that there's a huge difference between like marine collagen and like say that of, like you said, like cows and I know that in Crushed Tonic, which collagen do you use?
We only use marine collagen.
You only use marine collagen, okay. Which is safer, they say.
So it's safer because marine collagen comes from the skin of fish, whereas bovine collagen comes from hides of cows.
Right.
So not sure about you, but I'm not chewing on beef hide day to day. But there's also a lot of implications that come with bovine collagen when they travel from their butchers to the collagen mill. So you can imagine, after the animal has been slaughtered, there's going to be a lot of different diseases, and et cetera.
Sally, when you say the word slaughtered, it's like, but it's honest, right? It is slaughtered, right?
Right. So there's that. And it's also more marine collagen is also more bioavailable. And what that means, it's just smaller in particle size. And when it's smaller, your body is able to absorb it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you come about this? Because I know that I've been reading about, your backgrounds. Where are you from? Where are you from?
So I was born in Korea. I grew up there
Okay.
until I was 11, and I moved to Orange County, and then went to NYU and lived in New York for the past 8 years, and now back in LA.
So you were actually born in Korea.
Born and
Because
raised
like
in Korea.
I live in Fort Lee, and
Right.
like everyone in my neighborhood is Korean, but everyone's kind of like born
Right.
in Fort Lee. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So you were actually
Korean-Americans.
born
Yeah.
in Korea.
Yeah,
Okay, and you
and
moved here.
grew up watching skincare routines done on my
So
grandmother.
I'm fascinated with K beauty, and all these sheet masks. Did you grow up
Right.
watching this? This is like
Right.
real K beauty.
So, I mean, not to pop your bubble or anything.
Okay, yeah,
so-
please, no, please, like kind of bring it back to earth because I'm like, oh my god, K beauty is like, it's like the holy grail, right?
So K beauty is the holy grail. I won't fight that, but
Right.
I think there's so much emphasis on topical application of Korean beauty that people don't remember as much the Korean diet and the Korean lifestyle.
Right. No one
Kor-
talks about that.
No one talks about that. So they think that it all comes from beauty products, which is not necessarily the truth. And when we rely too heavily on topical, we don't get the actual glow, the actual health of skin that Koreans tout today. So
Right.
really to underline that aspect, the Korean diet is very dense in collagen, very dense in probiotics, and I truly believe that those are the reasons that Koreans have such great skin.
Right.
And also to like build on that, Koreans have a lifestyle and culture around skin. It's so natural for someone to be like, "Oh my God, Joy, what's like? Are you okay? Your skin doesn't look so good today." If someone said that in like America here today,
Right.
people would be so offended. But in Korea, that's a genuine way to like show that you care. So they'll be like, "Oh my
Wow.
God, like I just broke up with my boyfriend. My skin is taking like such a hit from it. Do you have any
Oh,
suggestions?"
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. I know that so tanning is not big in Korean
No,
culture
no,
either,
not
right? Because
at
I see a
all.
lot of people in my neighborhood, and like literally the women will have like it's like 95 degrees, and they have on like hoods
Yep,
and hats
yep.
and umbrellas, and they have gloves on.
Yeah.
and they-
Yeah, so those gloves are pretty infamous. I grew up wearing them.
Did you really?
Yeah, but Koreans are the only people on earth. I mean, I can bet money on this. I will wear umbrellas in scorching sun and heat.
That's amazing.
They'll probably have more umbrellas with them and parasols with them when it's not raining than when they do. when it is.
I'm like, you're burning up. It's like 95 degrees. So how do you deal with that? Do you still do that in LA?
Not as much, but I definitely don't go tanning. So
Okay.
when I go to the beach, I'm either slathered in sunblock and sitting under a parasol, or not really any like.
So you don't engage with the sun?
I try not.
Which
to.
is so, it just seems so, that's so anti-LA, right? Because everyone's kind of like on the I Instagram, right? I'm looking at Instagram, and
Yeah.
everyone's kind of like basking in the
Right,
sun. So that's not
right.
your thing.
I would like to say so, but I love the beach. Don't get me wrong, but if I'm not protected and with sunblock and a sun hat, I try not to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Right. Sun is so bad for your skin.
Yeah, no, of
Yeah.
course. All right, so tell me more about your upbringing, your family.
So my grandmother actually escaped from North Korea, and she's my role model. She had to make ends meet when she ran away to South Korea, and that's when a lot of my curiosity and passion for food and nutrition come from my grandmother. And growing up with her, she raised me. She would teach me, that root is good for this part of your skin. This is good for that part of your hair.
That's awesome.
This is great for your overall health. And I think that's where I truly understood the importance of ingestible skincare.
right.
My grandmother, imagine you have nothing to eat, you have no money, you have to make everything
Stretch.
right.
Right.
So she would go into the mountains and pick up a bunch of different herbs and fruit and vegetables and things that people probably don't really know exist today. But I bet 5 years from now they're going to be like the new
All over
superfood
it.
craze. Yeah.
But the good news for you that you already know it.
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
you can start it. Or you
Right.
can start the new trend.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So that's what I try to incorporate a lot into my diet, and that's what my book is about, to really understand or help readers understand that skincare isn't all topical, but it's I wouldn't say it's all ingestible either. There definitely needs to be a balance of both.
Right.
But it has so much to do with what you eat and what you put into your body, because so much of your food translates to your skin, what you look like, how you feel.
Right. And so did you always, I guess, take us through your journey, because it's like, you have this upbringing, you have this grandmother who tells you so much about, how to maintain your skin, right, from the
Right.
inside out. Um, but did you know you were going to end up having like Crushed Tonic, right? Like, how did, so
Wow.
take us
Yeah.
on that journey.
Yeah, so I got burned when I was cooking. Again, very, very passionate about cooking. But I'm a very clumsy person, to caveat.
Me too. Me too. Right.
It's very hard when you're clumsy because you start getting hurt every possible way. But I was cooking and the oil just flipped on me. The pan flipped on me and the
Oh,
oil
no.
burned me, both my arms and my neck, parts of my face. And I had burn blisters up and down both my arms, and it was
Wow.
painful. And not only was it painful, it was hideous. Imagine like your arms having like leopard skin, like of blisters.
Wow.
And yeah,
How old were you when this happened?
I was 22.
22.
So,
So
you
like, right. It's a perfect time when you want to be hanging
Yeah,
out and like
right.
showing a little bit of skin.
exactly. And we were in the hottest summer in Manhattan. All my friends are going to the Hamptons, and I was wearing those gloves in the Hamptons at
Right.
Surf Lodge. So it was definitely painful. And I come from a family of doctors, so I was being prescribed things left and right, but nothing really worked for me.
Right.
So I went to the internet and I was like, how can I get my skin to heal? I'm a huge fan of Quora, huge fan of Reddit, and I found that in a city in Brazil, people actually get fish skin and put it directly onto the wounds.
So wait, a huge fan of what with those things that you just named?
Reddit and Quora.
Okay, so what is that?
They're a very, very P2P, like peer-to-peer community question and answering platform.
Okay. Oh, Quora. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I found through that, through either a city in Brazil, how they get the skin of fish, and put it directly onto the wounds of burn victims who couldn't afford traditional like silicone patches and gel.
Wow.
And the collagen from the tilapia skin would be extrapolated and absorbed by the skin, and that would help them heal faster and quicker.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I found that, I was like, "Holy shit! I have to try this." So,
Right.
I wasn't gonna go to the market and like put fish skin all over my
Right,
face, but I found that you could ingest collagen, and I ordered a bunch, and I started taking it every day, about 30 grams a day. And after a month, everyone around me was like, "What are you doing to your skin? What are you doing to your hair? Your hair looks amazing.
Your
skin
hair
looks
does
good."
look amazing, and your skin does
Thank
look
you.
amazing. And that was when you were. This was how I don't want to ask your age, but this is a while ago, and
Yeah.
you kept on going,
Right.
right?
So I still take it every day. There's not a day that goes
Wow.
by that I don't take it. But so I was like, I'm taking collagen. Everyone like, you should take it. And I was pushing it and evangelizing to everyone around me. And a couple weeks later, I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, did you like take collagen? She was like, hon, like, I'm sorry, but it tastes really bad, so I'm not gonna do it. And that tended to be the similar
The sentiment, right, yeah.
with everybody around me. So I kind of was like, okay, well, that's stupid. Like, it's so good for you. You need to take
Right.
it. So I went back to the kitchen and I started formulating, and I vetted all the different collagen brands out there and tasted each one. And I finally found formulas that worked, and I curated flavors for each like family and friend. For my mom, I made her matcha. For my dad, coffee. My brother, hot chocolate. My uncle, acai. And after a month, they all called me and were like, this was the funniest thing. My mom goes, how do you download that thing? Can you teach me how to do that thing? And I'm like, what thing? And she's like, Venmo was it? And I was like, oh yeah, just go on the app store and download it. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna send you money. And I was like, for what? And she was like, because I want you to make it for me and all my friends.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so-
awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't even.
So did you? All right. So how long, I guess, between how much time had passed between you kind of going in the kitchen and realizing that this was like really working, and creating your own formulas
Right.
from when you were actually burned? Like, how much time had passed?
Wow, it was maybe 6 months.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
you work fast.
Yeah, I do. I mean, okay, so like when I found collagen, I was like, holy
I'm
crap,
in, right.
I need to bring this to everybody around me. It was never supposed to be a business for me. Like I just
I love
wanted
that. I love that it was a passion play.
yeah, and,
right.
and I'm the type of person, like if something tastes good, I have to be like, you need to go to that restaurant and eat it, and like order this. Like you need to go here, you need to order that.
And your friends like listen to you.
Yeah,
They're like, oh,
yeah.
Sally knows. Like
Yeah.
she has good. You ever have friends who tell you to go to a restaurant and the food always sucks?
Oh no,
I'm like,
I don't listen to anyone but myself.
I have like a group of friends who are like, you have to go to this restaurant, and I'm like, every time I go, I'm always disappointed. I'm like, we have a different palate,
Right.
But then there's some friends who you're like, whenever they say go, I'm like, and you know it's like the
Right.
best place to go.
Yeah, text me, I'll let you
Right.
know.
Okay, so I'm gonna text you seriously because I need to know. Okay, so you started making this in the kitchen. You clearly weren't scared of the kitchen after your burn. You were still kind of going at it, right? Like,
So I actually haven't cooked since my burn.
wow.
Yeah, I'm still a little bit traumatized by it, but I'm making drinks, making cold, like blending,
Right.
blitzing, yeah. And
Right.
for the cookbook, there's a couple recipes that involve soups, and I used like hot pots and stuff for that. But
you did okay.
I'm still a little bit scared of
Yeah, no, I
of
can
oil.
imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. When I was young, I had an oil fire and I threw water on it, of course, because I didn't know any
Oh,
better.
yeah.
And it was like New Year's Eve, and my parents were
Oh,
having a big
no.
party at the house, and the whole kitchen was in flames. And yeah, traumatizing. Traumatizing. But I was like more
Yeah.
scared of my parents than I was of the fire. You know what I mean? I was like, we didn't have a ton of, we weren't like wealthy, and I had destroyed the kitchen.
Oh no.
And they had guests arriving in like 4 hours. So I like, anyway, that was traumatizing. It was a traumatizing day. It was a hard way to end the year.
Oh no, I'm
Because
sorry.
they weren't happy.
Did you get burned at all?
I got burned, but not nearly, not like that. I was traumatized more by my parents, like
yeah.
beating me up. Shout out to mom and dad for beating me up. Sorry, I burned the kitchen. So walk me through how you become an entrepreneur, because now your mom is asking, you're creating formulas for your family members.
Right.
How did it branch into a business?
So when I realized that there was a huge demand for it, I went and I tested it amongst my friends and family, and I was like, do you think I should do this? And I'm kind of an anxious person. I have a lot of anxiety about not making the right decisions. So, and I think this, was a helpful thing for me. I ran surveys. I sent out so many questionnaires.
Awesome.
I called up all of my friends and family, and I was like, would you buy this? How much would you buy it for? So really, I was doing so much market
So
research.
smart. Right.
And when I realized that there was a huge broad spectrum, like it wasn't just my mom, it wasn't just my aunt, but people my age, my brother, men, that people were like they were looking
Requesting
for
it, right.
Yeah, they wanted it. Not only were they, going to buy it if it came out, they desperately needed it.
Right.
And when I realized that there was a need for that, that's when I kind of went full force at it. And I've had a couple connections that helped me with manufacturing, etc. But I designed everything from the ground up, and I'm a huge perfectionist, so I tried having somebody else design it, and I was like, no, I
Not
can't
happy
do that.
with it.
So I taught myself Photoshop. And
So how did you overcome the fear? Because you mentioned like just being kind of scared of trying it and then not being able to be
Right.
successful, or wanting to make sure it was a market for it. How did you overcome the fear?
So I was still working at Condé Nast full time, and I think, thinking of it as a side passion, as a side hobby, was probably what helped me push it even further.
Right, because you kind of had your base. You
yeah.
already knew that you were
Right.
working.
Yeah,
right.
and I already had momentum, and because Condé Nast is a great place for anyone to start a
Of
business, because
course,
there's so
right.
much organic press. And
Right.
I was all friends with all the editors, and they've done
that's awesome.
they've been such an amazing supportive network to me, and still are today. And one of the former editors at W Mag, Mia Adorante, is actually the person who pushed me to contribute, and that was kind of what I think helped me really get my voice out there. So
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. But I had to wake up at 4 a.m. every day me and work on it before my 9 a.m.
Before
shift.
work. And
Yeah, and
so you just worked hard. You worked really hard. You made it so that you felt comfortable with where you came, like where it was kind of developing into. Now,
Right.
so you get your. I'm looking at the packaging now. So you get your marine collagen from France.
right.
Oh wow, which makes it so much better, right?
Yeah.
How did you end up getting getting that resource?
So again, a lot of research, a lot of testing and vetting, and there's so much science behind tilapia. A lot of people think that tilapia is not like a quality fish source, but
Right.
we want it to be sustainable. And right now, there's so much tilapia tilapia skin that is going to waste. And side note, collagen comes from the skin of fish, not like the flesh. So
Right.
collagen comes from discarded skin of fish,
Right.
and
So you're not killing fish to get the collagen. Right.
exactly. And the tilapia that we source live in a very healthy farm in Europe, and one of the reasons why we went there instead of going to other, snapper, etc., where there's less toxic metal waste and there's a lot of mercury in a lot of
Right.
these wild polecat fish.
Yeah, I mean, you always hear about, like, now they're saying that, all of the plastic, and I'm not sure if this applies. I think that, it seems as if France is more involved with trying
Right.
with the integrity of the food
Right.
there. But they're finding so much plastic in fish now,
Right.
In the States, that even that's like, it's so scary, right?
Right.
Because we're ingesting all of this fish thinking it's more healthy, but now we're
Exactly.
having like plastic particles
Right.
when we consume the fish.
Plastic, metals,
I know, it's just like,
toxins.
what the heck?
Yeah,
What
and
can we
that-
eat? Like, right? Like,
Yeah.
all right, so awesome. So okay, and then so take us further, right? So you go this far, you have your family, you test the product, you have your manufacturer, well, you have your, you're getting resources from France for the actual collagen, and you're getting everything else pretty much from the States, right?
Well, I've sourced every ingredient specifically to where it is originated from. So matcha comes from Japan. Lucuma, which is like a caramelly stevia equivalent. It's a superfood that adds a slight touch of sweet, but
Okay.
not the calories, from Peru. The turmeric and
awesome.
ginger come from Southeast Asia. So
You've done so much research, Sally. Jeez.
I try to make sure that everything that we put into our body is of the highest caliber. And
Right.
if
And as you get bigger, how do you protect the integrity of the brand, right? Because
Right.
like it gets harder, right? So say for instance, I don't know if your end game is to sell, right? But like if it is, which it should be, right? We'll talk about that. But I think it's so hard to protect the integrity because as you have to
Right.
get more and more and more to keep be able to supply the
Right.
market. Have you thought that far?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a constant push and pull. Even with our partners, they balk at our cost of good price when
Right.
they'll come and they'll be like, we love your product, we want to have it, and I'll be like, okay, it's X amount, and they're like, okay, never mind, just kidding.
Right.
But I think that's the beauty of online store and direct to consumer. We
Right.
no longer have to rely on retailers and marketplaces like Sephora, and Sephora is a godsend, and it's where
Yeah, because you're in Sephora.
yeah,
You're in
and
Sephora, right? So
there's-
if I wanted to get like a month's supply of Crushed Tonic, I
Yeah.
can get a month's
Right.
supply. Okay. And do I
Right.
get that through Sephora or do I get that through crushtonic.com?
Sephora, Anthropology, our online
Okay.
store, and we're
I
currently
love Anthropology.
I love
I want to hear the Anthropology. I love Anthropology. Like I'm an Anthropology like nut. So.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, I love them. I could spend hours in Anthropology
Right,
looking at
right.
everything. Not so much the clothes as much as just like the
They have so many trinkets
oh,
and stuff.
it's like
yeah.
heaven.
Yeah.
So how did you take us through how you actually went to market? Actually, you know what? Maybe we should take a break. Where are we now? What timing? Okay, so why don't we make 2 episodes? Sally, you're so engaging. Let's just break this thing up, huh? All right, we'll break it up. And so when we come back, we will find out how Sally took Crushed Tonic from just friends and family and made it into a household brand. So thanks for tuning in to another episode of Unexpected Success with me, your host, Joy. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, and Podbean. Please subscribe and leave a review. Until next time, keep winning. Cheers.
Keep winning.
This podcast was brought to you by 23DB Productions, ID Productions, and One of One Productions. For more information, go to Facebook and Instagram, Unexpected Success with Joy.